Welcome to Becoming Beautiful You. I am LaTricia Renee, and this is where we talk about fragrance and lifestyle. I've been wanting to tell you about these perfumes because I'm really excited about them. As I've said before, we've connected on some other levels, and I'm not certain if I'm going to go forward with these or if I'm going to just, enjoy the dating process and then move on to something different. So we're going to start with one of my favorite fragrance houses, Brown Girl Jane. This one is called Chalet. Now, it is said to have some chocolate and sparkling champagne, which is immediately what got my attention right away. Fragrance notes are white chocolate truffle, chalet plum, champagne accord. That's the top notes. Middle notes will give us dark cacao, winter white jasmine, and snowflower. Base notes cashmere vanilla, santal woods, and crystallized patchouli. This sounds very, very gourmandy, and I'm going to approach the bench very slowly on this one because, as you know, I've been telling you I'm not really crazy about my gourmands right now, at least not the edible ones. But I'm going to spray these on skin because I will not be wasting any of these essences on paper. I want to know, are we going to continue dating or are we going to get serious and get a full bottle? So take a look at this. As always, I love the packaging of Brown Girl Jane. I already know I'm committed to getting high tea. Love that. That's the very first one I've ever tried. This is my second one from the house, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be like. So I've been, shopping. I picked this up at Sephora, and I need to stay out of there. That's how I become a Rouge member and stay a Rouge member. I'm just telling you, they should just go ahead and continue my dot for next year because it will be the same status. Okay, so this is Chalet Brown Girl Jane. Oh, you know what? While this is not a dupe or replica or even an inspiration for, I am reminded about Zandal from Aromatics. This is not Zandal from Aromatics. Don't go run tell that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying I'm reminded of that because of that chocolate truffle. Just like I am, and that fragrance is a lot of vanilla. You talking about a forward and a back slap. And the chocolate truffle is what stands out in that fragrance for me. Well, the same is true for this one. This has got that white chocolate truffle, and that is absolutely fantastic. I think I'm going to get this throughout the entire wear of this fragrance. At least I hope so. Said to be very decadent and airy, and I will agree to that. I think that's the jasmine. Winter white jasmine. I'm not sure how that equates to the other jasmines that I've ever experienced, but winter white jasmine. Very airy. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'm pretty convinced that we can go ahead and continue a serious relationship with Brown Girl Jane. This will be my second commitment to that house. The first high tea. This will be my second commitment to the house. Chalet. Oh my goodness. And I hope that this is long lasting. Have you tried this fragrance? And if you have, I want to know all about it. If you like it, why? Does it last long for you? And are you a heavy sprayer? I'm a heavy sprayer by default. So those beautiful dainty bottles that they have, and I love them because you can just hold them in the palm of your hand. I'm a heavy sprayer, so I'm afraid I'm going to eat that whole thing alive within 7 days. 7 whole days is going to be gone. So we'll see. But I'm really looking forward to this one. And this will absolutely be upgraded to a full bottle sometime after I finish the perfume spray. So this is Chalet from Brown Girl Jane. Pure success. Let's talk about the next one. This is a warm, floral, fruity gourmand. And what got me about this one when I initially saw it in store at Ulta was again the chocolate. There's three different versions of Daisy Wild. There's the Daisy Wild, there's Daisy Wild Intense, and then there's Daisy Wild So Extra. So the one I have today is the Daisy Wild So Extra. And at the time, I remember purchasing this, and no, I sampled it in Ulta, but I had to purchase it from Sephora, and it was a Sephora in Kohl's because at the time I think they had some regulations on. They had it in stock, but they couldn't release the travel sprays until a certain date. The brands have specified dates on when they want to release certain things, sizes, and what have you regarding fragrances. So this was the first time that they were able to release the travel spray of this, and I was very excited because again, when you try things in store, you just can't guarantee what it's going to be like. And I don't know what it's like in your area, but I'm so glad that the Sephora at one of the local malls that I sometimes patronize, they have begun to keep their travel sprays in stock. So you can sample them out, but they don't keep the bottles for purchase in the same place they keep the samples because people just don't know how to act. I mean, they're spraying stuff, they moving stuff around, they don't use the tester for a tester. They want to open up a brand new bottle, and that just drives me nuts. But that's a whole nother story. But it lets me further know why I appreciate having a travel spray because sometimes you just don't know what's happening with the tester in store. So this is so extra Daisy Wild, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out. The top notes will be blue banana accord, pear nectar, Italian bergamot, and chocolate daisy. Centric. Hmm. Heart notes: jasmine, simbach, absolute, chocolate, Viennos delight, and orange flower. Base notes: vanilla accord, ambroxan, sandalwood, and a trio of vetiver. Okay. Let me see if I can find some fragrance notes that give me a little bit more of a precise measure on what's in this fragrance. So hold on. Okay, so now I'm going to take the fragrance notes directly from Ulta because these are slightly different. Top notes are blue banana accord, pear nectar accord, Italian bergamot, chocolate daisy centric. Heart notes: jasmine simbach absolute, India, chocolate Viennos delight, orange flower accord, and in the base, vanilla accord, and Brox fix. And Brox fix. I almost wanted to think. I thought that was a typo. Vanilla accord and Brox fix. Sandalwoods, Australia, Okay, so you all are gonna have to just look at the notes. I'm gonna post them because I'm tired of saying and it's kind of destroying my vibe. So here we go. Daisy Wild, Marc Jacobs, so extra. Let's spray it here. I think that's going to be enough. I don't have. Oh, I smell that right away. I don't have any of the Daisy Wilds in my collection. I don't even have any Marc Jacobs in my collection. Oh, this is a okay. So I like it. I'm getting a lot of banana and a lot of chocolate. So I don't know the longevity on this fragrance. That's my biggest concern. So otherwise, I'm really, 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 really pleased with this. Oh my goodness, that jasmine. There's a lot of interesting descriptions that they have in the fragrance notes. You all will have to look at that and use your own fragrance education to decide what you think that means to you. Because for me, I'm getting a lot of chocolate, a lot of banana, and typically I don't like those together, not even in a banana split. I don't think I've ever really had one. But I just don't like the idea of banana and chocolate, but it smells really, really nice in this fragrance. So I will be testing this one to see if it's going to give me the longevity that I want because I just don't know. I'm not familiar with Marc Jacobs fragrances, and this is exactly why I love the idea of having a travel and having a chance to spray it and play and see what's going to happen. So right now, we're going to continue dating. I'm not going to commit myself to a long-lasting relationship with Daisy Wild So Extra just yet, but I'll keep you posted. Okay, so if you could imagine and just indulge me for a minute, when you have been out and about in your community, maybe with or without friends with you, and you happen upon someone that you see frequently in passing. I mean, enough to where there's some familiarity with the face and maybe even some commonplace measures to where they're in the same social circles that you might have been in when you were with some of your friends. You see this person just around or about, and we're talking about if you are still single, what have you. But even if not, it's just a familiar face. It's someone that you find pleasant from afar, but you've never quite met them. That's how I imagine the fragrance called Torn. This is a spicy vanilla from the fragrance house Henry Rose. Love Henry Rose. I always think, give me one of everything from that house. One of everything. One of everything will do. And when I first discovered them in my discovery set, I remember loving it. And I couldn't decide between this fragrance, which is Torn. I couldn't decide between that or Darkest Night because I remember smelling Torn. And I thought, oh, this is like the kind of a fragrance that just draws you in. It just, you just want to get a little bit closer to it. But ultimately, I ended up choosing Darkest Night with no regrets. No regrets because that is certainly for always in my collection. But Torn, I never did get a chance to circle back around and play with it, as long as I wanted to. So imagine my delight when I happened upon a sale at Sephora where they were offering two travel sprays for the price of one. These were $17.50 each. So yeah, I went ahead and got two while supplies lasted. This is a sale they had a few weeks ago. They're still in mint condition in the box. I just been playing around, life got busy, and I just hadn't had a chance to get to them. But I am fully expecting to enjoy this to the point where I'm ready to get a full size bottle. Now, I don't hear many people talking about Torn very much. I mean, I hear a lot about Ripe, and I've heard a lot about Dave, and they have a new one, London. London, I've forgotten the year, but those were not available when I first discovered Henry Rose. Those three fragrances were not. If they were in the making, they were still in the lab and they hadn't been released as public knowledge yet. So there was nothing I could even speak to regarding those, but Torm was definitely one of the originals. And this is one of the things I hate is when you receive a travel. Look how it felt like, where's the rest? How we starting off and I'm a quarter low? How we starting off with my quarter low? Maybe this is where the rest of my discount went. Maybe this is my discount and this is the fragrance. Because you all just saw me open the box. I'm telling you, I have not been spraying. Matter of fact, for giggles and grins, let's open up the other box that I also have not opened. Let's just see. And I'm just willing to bet that it too is starting off a quarter low. I mean, how are we doing that? How did it evaporate that much? Yeah, brand new. The last time I returned a bottle like this back to Sephora was Revel from the maker because it too was low. And I took it back, and the representative in the store, she said, well, yeah, sometimes fragrances will evaporate, in transition, what have you. But then for fun, she decided to open up one that she had on hand, and it was the same level. So I'm thinking, you all can use a shorter bottle. That'll make me feel like nobody's jipping me, but just use a shorter bottle because this that's a whole lot of evaporation. That's a whole lot of evaporation. And I'm just gonna move on because I'm not taking it back. And nevertheless, I thought it was worth the conversation. So here we are, Torn from Henry Rose. The notes says it smells like top freesia. Middle notes rose, violet, and jasmine. Bottom notes sandalwood, musk, patchouli, vanilla bean, and praline. And if you're new to this channel, whenever I say that's a fragrance note that I'm not quite certain how to pronounce it, much less what it might be. So I'll say as the notes will be posted so that you can see them on screen and look at them as your viewing pleasure as I discern whether or not I'm going to continue the relationship with this one because I'm quite certain I'm going to want to continue the relationship with Torn because when I first smelled it, oh, so while the two fragrances are nothing alike, so don't get everything all bunched up. Don't get all grumpy with me. Don't get itchy and scratchy. Oh, while the two fragrances I'm going to mention are nothing alike, there is a reminiscent nature for me and my nose, what I'm smelling. When I smelled this, I was immediately reminded of Kayali's Vanilla Royale because they're both spicy vanillas. Very different. I'm not saying that this is anything as far as a representation of a Kayali fragrance. No, ma'am, no, sir. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that the spicy nature of this fragrance hits me just like Vanilla Royale from Kayali. And oh my goodness, this is, this is the difference between a guy that might come and pick you up and you meet him at the car versus him coming to greet you and receive you and retrieve you from the door and escorting you to his vehicle. This would be the escort to the vehicle, where some of the other spicy vanillas that you might have had would be, hey, I'm out here in the car, just come out when you're ready. Oh man, this is a come get to this kind of fragrances. Oh yeah, this is definitely a come get to this kind of fragrance. And oh yeah, just like I thought. From first sniff, from first spray, absolute love, and I look forward to a full bottle of Torn from Henry Rose coming into my collection. And not ever shall we part again. Let's go to the next one. We are now on fragrance number 4, and this is starting to get pretty intense. So, I don't know what to make of this one. I've heard a lot of great things. When you meet someone or you've heard about a place someone recommends, we're going to be dining out in such and so location. Can you recommend a place to eat? And they're going to say, well, yeah, here you go. They're recommending to me Honeymoon from Phlur, and I've heard that many, many times. That this particular fragrance is all the wonderful things called delightful. So I'm curious about it, and this is going to be my very, very exciting first impression. This is deemed as a honey floral fragrance. So the top we have mandarin and lavender, and I love it already. The heart notes will give us orange blossom, one of my favorite notes, manuka honey and saffron, base tonka vanilla bean and sandalwood. This should be an absolute dream. We should be definitely having a honeymoon every time we spend some spraying life together. I mean, I'm telling you this. Now, here we're getting our full experience worth. I love it when something gives me what they say they're going to give me. This is a full travel size spray. Very, very excited about this. They normally come in a 50 ml bottle for the full size from Phlur, and I love their bottles. I really enjoy the fragrance house of Phlur. So I'm very, very excited to hear about Honeymoon because I don't know about you, but the note of honey is a little trying for me. It's a little trying, and so I'm curious to know how this is going to work out. So we're going to see. You know, Bath and Body Works, everybody's having a sale around the 4th of July. I mean, so it's almost like you just spin the wheel and see which way you're going to land, right? Or just spin yourself and open up your eyes and go straight to whatever it is that's pointing at you. And everybody's got a sale. They had some wallflowers, which is pretty much the only thing I left to purchase there. The primary thing I left to purchase there. Honeysuckle, backyard honeysuckle. Anytime I see honeysuckle, I'm like, I might like it, I might not. I don't know. I love my florals occasionally, but I don't know about honeysuckle. So I'm getting a little concerned about that manuka honey in this fragrance. Oh my goodness. This is one of those fragrances where you in this case is a good thing. But have you ever smelled something strange? You're like, oh, smell this. You hand it to somebody else to smell. Well, this is kind of like the same thing, except it doesn't smell strange. This is more of a smell that kind of thing. This, I'm getting that manuka honey. I'm getting that mandarin, and the sandalwood is the base. I'm not getting the tonka bean the way I would like, at least not so far. Yeah, I like this. I like this. This is our first time together. It's one of those dates that would last from night into dawn, just talking. Just talking. People think that a one night stand is, the bee's knees. Some people might think that. I'm not saying you, not you. Not, I know you don't think that. Generally speaking, a lot of times people think a one night stand is the bee's knees. And for me, I'm thinking if you can talk to someone all that time, getting to know them, I mean, because physical is so temporal. It's so temporal. You have the feeling and then it's gone. When you have a conversation that continues, whether it's on your mind, whether it's something that you're re-rehearsing in your mind, not saying the physical stuff can't be re-rehearsed and re-experienced, therefore in your mind's eye. I'm just simply saying the longevity, my opinion, is in the conversation and the getting to know you. And so for me, honeymoon is giving me all those things. It's one of those things that I'm smelling, and every time I go into it, I want to go back and smell it again, but I don't quite know why, which note is pulling me in. But it's something I enjoy so much. I just want to, I just want to keep push me some more on the swing. Push me higher, push me higher. It's kind of like that. And this is a joyful swing set in summertime, hot fun in the summertime. Give me Phlur honeymoon because we will be seeing each other more consistently and certainly on a more permanent basis. Let's check out fragrance number 5. I know y'all think it's after the dance, but no, no, the dance is still going. And while many of you have had a chance to dance with this one, it is my turn to dance now, and I'm going to enjoy every step that I get. This is Ellis Brooklyn's Isla Sirena. Either way, not quite certain how to pronounce this, but this is their sample size of the travel, and I'm really, really looking forward to it because it is said to be a solar, creamy. It is said to be sunny, dreamy, and hypnotic. Have you smelled it? Do you agree? Because if something is dreamy and hypnotic, then do I really even need to spray? I mean, I should be feeling this vibe through the box. Let's take a look at the fragrance notes. Fragrance notes for this are on the top: blue java banana, creamy papaya, sea salt, and lime. Love lime. In the mid, we have coconut water, vanilla orchid, ginger flower, and teak wood, brown sugar, and vetiver bring up the base. So they do have these again in Sephora, but it's nothing quite like trying it yourself in its own, container of a travel spray. I didn't know Ellis Brooklyn had body oils. Did you know that? I'm on their website now. I did not know that they had body oils, and I'm a sucker for fragranted perfume body oils. I mean, especially with the challenges of eczema, I'm always wanting to know about different ways that I can continue the perfume sensation experience without having to include perfume sprays as a part of that option. So let's again, that's what, look, full to the brim, filled, full, filled, full to the brim. This is what I'm talking about. Give me my money's worth. I want to talk to them folks over at Henry Rose, but let's try this. Mm, nice spread. Again, I'm going to play with this for a little while and see what's going to happen because I'm telling you, the dating experience with this, every time I've gone to Sephora, I've kind of seen it, but sometimes the bottles are empty, and I'm not going to bother anybody about getting, another fragrance bottle from the back. I just didn't care that much because there were plenty of other things to try out and play with, but I'm curious to know what this is going to be like. And this is fragrance number 6, by the way. I said, let's try out fragrance number 5. Ciao. That was number 5. Honeymoon was number 5. We are now on fragrance travel spray number 6. Oh, man. Are you familiar with it's a Middle Eastern fragrance called Coconut Lagoon? This is not Coconut Lagoon. That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking you a separate question. Have you heard about Coconut Lagoon? I want to say it's Paris Corner. The reason I'm asking is because that coconut water, I'm getting the same element of refreshing. It almost makes my mouth water. I am not a fan of coconut water when it comes to drinking it as a beverage, but by way of fragrance, it is absolutely enjoyable and very easily identifiable by my nose. I'm excited about that because there's coconut water in Coconut Lagoon, and I'm getting a bunch of it in the midsection of this one. Oh man, that coconut water and that lime. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see why everybody was talking about this one. The last two fragrances was it the guava fragrance and the Miami nectar. Those two, I still have a sample size of them. And I would like to get them in full sizes. This one is a little bit more extraordinary to me because I can almost swallow the beverage. All of these things sound like a very refreshing mocktail on ice, especially on the hot days that we're having today. I mean, it is humid. The air is kind of still, and this is one of those days you don't even want to go out at 7 a.m. because the humidity is right there to greet you at the front door. And I'm telling you, this one is crisp and it's refreshing and it's going to water you down on a hot, hot summer day. Yes, yes, and yes. I will be bringing this to a full size bottle near my dresser and I can't wait. It'll be after I finish the travel spray. However, I mean, what a purchase. What a purchase. I'm not the type to feel like I need to get out there and purchase while everyone else is purchasing, being the first one at the door, the first one to put it down on the desk and say, hey, give me my purchase and I need to buy it first. No, let it cool off a little bit. And oh yeah. So far, this has been a wonderful, wonderful travel spray haul. So far, I've only got one in this bunch that I'm not really tickled about continuing the experience with, and that would be the Daisy Wild So Extra. We're going to continue dating, but the others are definitely going to be a committed relationship. So here we are on the finale, and then we'll go into some honorable mentions should you decide to continue. And I know you want to continue because you're having just as much fun as I am. I'm very surprised that I even bothered to try this one because I was so overwhelmed and inundated with this particular fragrance note. I want to say 2 years ago, I'm telling you, 2 years ago, cherry just, it was everywhere. It was everything you see, think, and do. And it's still not gone. I love cherry. It's actually the preferred fragrance note over strawberry. Okay, believe it or not. When it comes to food, I prefer the strawberry, but when it comes to fragrance, I prefer cherry. But I was just so inundated with all the cherry fragrances back then. I'm telling you, man, oh man, oh man. And I thought I was done. But when I was watching some content creators and they were talking about how this particular cherry fragrance was not the typical cherry. It wasn't a candied cherry. It wasn't even a boozy cherry. This was something that focused more on the actual, dare I say it, stem of the cherry, kind of dealt with more of the external components of what you would smell, the essence of cherry, cherry blossoms, not necessarily the cherry deep dark fruit. So I'm talking about cherry stem. Okay. The fragrance notes here are black cherry, orange brandy in the top. In the heart, we have red freesia, sugar jasmine, plum nectar, and in the base, ebony woods, warm caramel, soft leather accord. Well, I like that. I like the idea of that. It sounds like a swirl of love. And I'm just curious to know, am I going to enjoy my cherry stem? I, I've already got, what, one I have one full size of Phlur in my collection. No, that's not true. I have two. I have strawberry letter and I have vanilla skin. Love them both. If I decide to make this a commitment, then this would probably be my fourth because I've already committed to getting honeymoon, which is absolutely going to come in my collection. I also love father figure, but today we're talking about cherry stem. Okay, here we are, just a little bit down from the brim, and I'm fine with that. Cherry stem. Let's see what it gives to me. And are we going to continue dating or are we going to get serious and make this a commitment? Part of me really wants to make this a commitment, but there's no rush. Thankfully, none of these are limited editions. And even if they were, there's so many beautiful fragrances out there. We don't have to have them all. And I feel sometimes like now I have more than I could ever, handle in a lifetime. And that's a bit scary to me, a little overwhelming, but that's another conversation. Right now, I'm just giving the fragrance some time to air out so that I can get into what's available on my skin. Oh, mm, yeah, we're going to continue seeing each other. We're going to continue dating and definitely make this a very solid and committed relationship. Very, very pleased with Cherry Stem. Have you tried Cherry Stem? I'm enjoying Cherry Stem. It's warm. It is unexpected. Have you ever seen somebody that it's like tasting something that gives you a different impression of what it might be like when you actually taste it versus how it looks. Some foods look like they're completely different than what you actually experience. Hence a food that might look like it's sweet, but it's not, it's sour, or something that's spicy, but it's cold. It's just different things. This particular fragrance is catching me off guard. And I think that's part of the appeal. I mean, it's like, if you can imagine when you kissed someone, you just thought the kiss was going to be horrible, but no, it's a guilty pleasure because this is not only a good kiss, this kiss is lasting. You got some neck rolling going on, you know what I mean? And that's what this cherry stem is. Oh my gosh, I like it. It's deep, it has some depth, but it's not boozy. Not that I mind boozy, but this has got It's kind of like a hot cherry, like a baked cherry, like a the cherry that you would find in a pie, or sometimes there's canned fruits with all that thick syrup and you whatever you would put into the pie mixture. It's thick and dense like that, but it's not boozy, which I'm glad about that because I'm not looking for anything that's boozy. Certainly not this time of year, but it's a pleasant surprise. And wow, it it almost feels like it almost feels like a guilty pleasure. I didn't think I was gonna like it this way, but I do. I like it a lot. This is cherry stem. Oh yeah. This. Do you have cherry stem? If you do, what do you layer it with, or do you wear it solo? Do you wear it with an oil, or I mean, like I told you, Phlur has some body oils, none of which I'm going to get into now as much as I would like to, but they have some body oils here on the site. Have you tried those? Would you mix cherry stem with any of those? Because I'm telling you, I don't need a whole lot of persuading. I don't need a whole lot of persuading to get into a body oil, especially if it's got a fragrance. So I am taken with all of these, not necessarily in the particular order of the way that I'm going to acquire it. I'm just going to simply say, by order of what I've experienced, cherry stem, absolutely going to make this a committed relationship. From Ellis, Brooklyn, absolutely. Are you kidding me? This is one of the only fragrances in this entire lineup that is guaranteed to. It gives me a cooling sensation. It's that coconut water, and if I don't get anything out of this set, it's going to be this one because it is so crisp and so cooling and refreshing. I mean, my gosh. And then we have honeymoon, absolutely in a committed relationship for all the wonderful reasons. It's so unique. It's so unique. This is like nothing else I have in my collection. Probably not in yours. It's probably that Manuka honey, because honey. It's funny to hear people say honey done right. Well, it's done right because that's the way we like it. It's what we find as pleasing. Ask somebody what a good song is, and then ask them why. It's because they like the song. That's why it's a good song. That's why it's a good dish because they like the way it tastes. So the same is true for honeymoon. Absolutely going to make that a committed relationship. Torn, I mean, I already told you, this is a come get to this kind of a fragrance, and I already want one of everything from Henry Rose. So after I get my re up on Dark as Night, this will be next in line. This will be next, and then we'll go on down from there because the fragrance house Henry Rose is just absolutely spectacular. What a refreshing addition to the, fragrance community of what's available to the public. I mean, it's just you can't go wrong with it. You just can't go wrong. This is the only one that I'm going to not walk out on the date, but we're going to absolutely finish the date. But when the date is over, we can just be friends. This is definitely in the friend zone, along with the regular, along with the intense. The so extra, all three of those are going to be together, and we are just going to be really good friends. We don't need to make this a committed relationship because no, no, that door has been closed. This one, oh my goodness. Brown Girl Jane, another wonderful surprise. High tea, we're already together. This one will be my next acquisition in a full size bottle. Can't wait to do it. So impressed with this house. I mean, everything I've tried thus far has been absolutely fantastic. Chalet from Brown Girl Jane. Love it. And I think that was it. So one, two, three, four. So that was the seven. So yeah, no, is it? Hold on, I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, I was holding up Dave. Dave is the honorable mention. This was I told you I got two boxes of Torn, so actually the honorable mention that I was going to tell you all about. I like Dave. I wore Dave when I went recently to Washington, D.C. to visit the African American Museum. I've already been there, but I went to the upstairs portion this time, and this is a sweet gourmand, and it was just enough gourmand, but it's not enough for me to want to get it in a full bottle. But the other one that I thought I was going to tell you all about was Showgirl. That went with me also. So, gee, I need to change my ranking. Showgirl. I'm definitely going to get this in a full size bottle. This is from the Harlem Perfume Company. Love, 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 love. This was a remarkable standout when I tried the Discovery set, so I had to get it in a full size travel spray. And I'm definitely going to get that in a full size bottle once that is finished. So that's my setup. The others that I picked up along the way that were not a part of this, the ones I did purchase after playing around with the discovery set is, you know, what is this young man's name? Chris Collins, Harlem Nights. What a super sexy, sexy, sexy fragrance. Got this after playing around with the discovery set, and I'm looking forward to a full size bottle. But we got to take this in baby steps. We're not going to rush anything. I also have Forbidden Apple Coque Moi from Chris Collins, and even if you don't like apples, after you play with this one, you're absolutely gonna. You are absolutely gonna. Stash from JPG, SJP, Sarah Jessica Parker, Stash. Love this fragrance. This is a travel size. I actually already have the full size bottle. Purchased it from Amazon. Love, 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 love. And the last honorable mention is Book, believe it or not, from Commodity. This is an earthy, grounding kind of a fragrance. It reminds me a little bit of Legendary. They smell nothing alike, but it reminds me of Legendary from Octavia Morgan because it's something that's foundational. It's going to keep me solid and focused. And sometimes that's exactly what I need. This particular fragrance will probably be a 50 ml. It won't get necessarily a full size 3.4 ounce from Commodity, but I love this fragrance, Book from Commodity. So those are my recent buys and tries and travel sprays, and those are the ones I'm going to stick with. So far, I'm only going to be dating and finishing the date for Daisy Wild So Extra from Marc Jacobs. Tell me what travel sprays you have, or what are you planning to get, and let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with the things I've shared with you this evening, or do you agree with the things I've shared with you today, or do you have a difference of opinion? Please tell me. Please let me know, and leave me some thoughts and comments. I will certainly respond back to you. I would appreciate your subscription so that we can continue our relationship and continued growth of a relationship because I'm really, really having a ball. And you are the reason I am here. Without you, this just wouldn't be the same. So give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the very next conversation. Thanks again for stopping by.